Okay, clean out the center, I ended up using a chisel and just a hammer. Some of it was easy to break out, some of it wasn't, so using a hammer and chisel really made it nice and easy to get some of this loose stuff up. I can't stress how important it is to get any softwood out of there. It'll cause bubbles with your epoxy once you pour it, just because it's very porous, and obviously with porous things, there's a lot of air pockets, so very easy for air bubbles to come about. I even incorporated my wire wheels and my drill and try to get the finer loose stuff out. It worked out pretty well. It does leave grooves, but since the color epoxy I chose to go with and how thick of a pour it is, you're not going to see those groove marks in the epoxy. Sanding, all I did was go with some 80 grit sandpaper. I ended up going through 3 pads of this just to get some of the scuff marks out from the chainsaw. I didn't go hog wild by going up through the steps of sandpaper, just because you're going to end up with epoxy on this after you pour it. It always happens. We're almost there. Sending our life away. We're trying to work on this spot right here. Try to get these chainsaw marks out. We still got a couple of light ones in here. We got a little bit up in here too. But we're getting there, little by little here. Okay guys, so here we are now. We're all sanded. It's nice and flat, or at least hopefully it will be. And we're gonna build a mold around it. We're gonna fill the inside here with epoxy. What I'm thinking about doing, since this is an odd shape, just gonna put silicone out in here. Yes, so it's gonna leave some sanding to do, but that's okay. It'll also go on, hopefully, on a CNC or a planer afterwards. Now we're gonna build a mold that's slightly bigger than our piece, just for reassurance. Put our walls up just for reassurance in case there's any leaks. I really don't think there will be, because the bottom is pretty flat, and the silicone acrylic caulk should also keep it secure. So stay tuned while I build this new form. I would be using my table saw, but I really want to use my new tool over here. I got a DeWalt skill saw. Never used it before, heard good things about it. So we're gonna check her out and see how she does. Okay, so we have our frame cut out here, but it's not really necessary, or it probably is, just to be on the safe side. And our piece will sit right in the center here, just to act as a reassurance in case we have any leaks. Like I said, it's an odd shape, so I'm just gonna lay caulk on here on the flat side, go around it, press it in, clamp it in, and we'll make our form like we normally do with caulking and screws, and making sure the insides are sealed, just as a precautionary thing. So be right back with you with some building more of this frame. Okay, here we are with our mold. What we're doing is we're piloting screw holes, and then we're screwing down. I'm just making my marks right now. What we're going to do is, after we make our marks, we got our holes drilled, we're going to lay a bead of silicone, fast drying silicone, and then once we screw it down, it's going to form a bond. Just make sure that we're nice and secure. What we're going to do here is paint this with de-wax shellacs, just to protect it from any discoloration from the epoxy and from the silicone when we put it on. Okay, we got ourselves all clamped down and sealed up. Outsides are sealed. I go crazy with caulk. I do not want leaks. To me, it makes more sense to waste caulk when it's like $3 or $4 a tube versus over $100 or over $200 in freaking epoxy. In my eyes, anyways. As you can see, I did do a bead along the other side out here with caulk to seal it, so all our epoxy will stay right in here. My camera will focus. There we go. But yeah, hopefully this will work. We got a big smudge right there, and that's all right. We'll take care of that in a moment. I use fast drying caulk made by Gap. It's supposed to cure in about 20 minutes. But I'm still gonna give it extra time, just because I'm cautious that way. I don't want anything going wrong, especially with how expensive epoxy can be. For this pour, we're just going to be using a regular epoxy. I'm thinking about a green dye, but we'll see in about an hour or two. When things dry up, we'll mix our epoxy and get it poured. Alright, we're at the pouring part of our resin. We're going to use Epoxy's 2-to-1 mix, as well as the Blue Green by Black Diamond and the Liberty Copper, but we're going to use very little of it to make it translucent. So let's get to pouring. Truth. I'm taking a gamble with pouring it this thick as well. Normally not supposed to do thick pours, but we'll see what happens. There is still some soft wood in there that I wasn't able to get out, so we're going to see some bubbles happening, and I'm going to have to watch it meticulously and pop the bubbles. But that'll conclude part 1 of the do-it-yourself epoxy lamp. And I hope you guys enjoyed this part 1. If you liked it, please hit that subscribe button, and also like and share it. It helps out a lot. And we'll catch you at part 2. Thank you.